I managed to open a bottle of wine in a bathtub using a spoon and the Bible. We're not going to France. I just always wanted to do a road trip edit with French music. Why not? Can I get an espresso and an americano with that?
Single or double espresso?
Double.
Double espresso.
We're on a road trip. We're going to the weekend off. I can't tell you where we're going because my fiance, that's Magda, who's shooting right now, doesn't know where we're going. It's kind of a surprise trip. I don't know why I haven't told her yet, because it's not really that interesting and that cool. But anyway, in this episode I want to talk about introvertism. About what's it like to be an introvert. I may not look like one, or I may, I don't know, but I am. As an introvert, I face quite a few problems or obstacles in my everyday life. One of them, for instance, is talking to people I don't know. I hate small talk. I don't know what to say to a person I haven't met. I don't know what to talk about. I find it kind of stupid to just talk about trivial stuff and then talk about. I want to find kind of an answer to how to avoid this, how to maybe trick my brain into thinking otherwise and to just going through things normally. I don't know, we'll see what happens. And here we are, Southampton. Don't know why I chose this place, just I got the really cheap hotel offer, that's the reason. We have no ideas what to do here, we've never been here. There's a lot of angry guys walking around streets and screaming, so that's, I guess there's a match going on. Southampton is where Titanic started its journey towards New York. It would be nice to find like the exact spot, so we'll try and find that. Maybe this is a part of my introvert challenge. Just ask people for directions. There we go. Challenge accepted. Well, that was fairly easy. It's basically the first person we came across, and he was really cool, and he just pointed us there. How'd you like your surprise trip so far?
Wow!
One guy reminded us that Titanic was not built or launched in Southampton, but it was, where was it? Belfast. In Belfast, and then it was brought here and it basically started its journey from here. Minus points for Southampton. There is not a single plate or a single anything saying that Titanic started its journey here. There's no one or nothing pointing towards the harbor where history basically started. So we got this map. We went to the marina office. They gave us this, and we got a pub here, and there's a pub here, and apparently here is, we passed this is like a railroad, and if we go down here we would apparently come to the harbor where the Titanic started. We talked to quite a few people and no one could really tell us where the ship started from, the Titanic, but since there were railway tracks going directly to the ship, to the harbor, this is as close as we get to the actual place. So yeah, you might call it successful or unsuccessful, but we're not gonna be able to get in there. So there we are, Titanic. So back to our original story. It actually turns out that the answer is quite technical. It's got a lot to do with dopamine. When an extrovert is faced with a challenge and a potential reward, the dopamine rush is much stronger and much more direct. So the brain gets the message, there's a potential reward, and sends this message directly to the rewarding system. When introverts' brains get the message of a potential reward, they do send it to the rewarding center, but they send it through a much longer route. It stops in the assessment center as well, which is basically a part of the brain which has shitloads of what if questions. What if this happens? What if this can go wrong? Or what if this? So in the long run, this is actually the smarter way, because you can avoid potential disasters, but you don't really need to think through as thoroughly for every single thing you do. For instance, if you're buying a new house or if you're thinking to leave your job for another one, you might think things through, but you don't need to think too much when, I don't know, a colleague sits down next to you at lunch and you're thinking, oh, what should I say? But the thing is that once you know this system, once you know how your brain works, it gets easier because you know how to trick your brain. So another part of today's challenge is also shooting a part of this video in a restaurant or in a bar, which is this. It's like quite on the top of uncomfortable things you want to do as an introvert. Day 2 of our weekend getaway. We're in Portsmouth on the waterfront.
I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody.
We're going to Mary Rose Museum. We decided not to go to the museum because A, it's expensive, and B, there's no B, just expensive. We were just walking through a shopping mall. It's a kind of outlet mall. You can buy like an Armani suit for £600, as you do. And I was approached by a security guard, and he was quite concerned with me shooting around with the camera, which is a pity because this was a part of my challenge, because there's loads of people. Anyway, we came to a cafe and it's pretty crowded, and I feel pretty strange. There's a woman right over there, and she's... yeah. The weather today is just amazing. And thus concludes our weekend getaway to Southampton and Portsmouth. It's been really nice. We managed to switch off London for a while. We got really drunk. I managed to open a bottle of wine in a bathtub using a spoon and the Bible. I didn't do as many challenges as I wanted to, but on the other hand, I didn't do them because some of the things I wanted to do I didn't really find challenging, which I guess means that I don't have as many problems with being an introvert as I did. My guess is that because in the last 2 years of my life I faced a lot of challenges, I've been into a lot of really uncomfortable situations, that my mind eventually gave up, because every time I went through it, it was okay. That's just my guess. A small tip: if you come to a situation where you're surrounded by people and you're a bit shy and you're not sure whether you want to do it or not, and you feel a bit stupid, so there's two things you can say to yourself. A, no one really cares, and B, fuck 'em. Ya Mustafa, ya Mustafa, ya Mustafa.